my lovelies, how are you? I hope you're all well. Happy Wednesday. Sorry, I'm just messing with frog's legs here. Hopefully everybody is okay. It is still freezing cold and not very pleasant here today, so we will do the Advent when I get back over there, all right? Just because I don't want to risk carrying that bowl over. It's a real pain, frankly, and I'm a bit like, if I drop it, that's everyone's tickets. Oh, hang on. Oh, what's going on? That's everyone's tickets going everywhere. So yeah. We'll do that when I get back over, like we did yesterday. All right, we'll do the Advent. So hopefully everyone's okay. Nobody's coming online yet. Hopefully, there's a couple of people now. Nobody's saying hello. So nobody's said hello yet. So I'm going to, oh God, my hair's, look how windswept and ridiculous I am. Crazy. What we're going to do today is it's a frog or a toad. Whatever you like. Frog or a toad. Hi Melba, how are you, lovely? So I'm going to come over. Oh, actually, before I do, I did finish that Liberty Scrap Pack quilt. So you can see how big it came out. And then I still had all those little bits left over, to which I'm going to make some little mug mats and stuff with. So, there's definitely, you can definitely get a lot out of a scrap pack. Really can. So anyway, they're still on the website if anybody needs them. Hi Kate, how are you? Although we sold quite a lot yesterday. Let's go over to here. Right, so what we're going to do today is this little fella. Look at him. I think he's very, very cute. I really like him. I'm not necessarily a frog person, but because he's got, can you see he's got elbows, knees and elbows, he will actually sit on a little shelf. I think he's really cute. I quite like the fact he looks like it could be the new elf on the shelf, couldn't he? Could be the new elf on the shelf. He's quite little. I mean, not that little, but just really cute. And I thought he was a nice, quick little project for us to have a little go at. Genuinely took me about an hour and a half last night, if that, to do the whole thing, including all the embroidery. So it'd be a nice little present as well, if anybody. Your fabrics arrived today. Brilliant, thank you. I'm glad you liked him. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Carol. So this is what we're going to do today. It's not my pattern. I found it on Pinterest. It's a free download for the actual pattern pieces. Lady named Anne Wood. But I will put a link up when I get back in a moment onto Gigglers with a link to the actual pattern if you want it, okay? So, yeah, I just thought he was cute. And little man loves frogs. He quite likes frogs. So it can be an extra little stocking present for him as well. What we're going to do then is you're going to cut out your paper patterns. You'll need 2 for your frog body. Says cut 2. 1 for your stomach. You need to cut, it says here, place on the fold. So you're going to fold them and cut 2 legs. And then you're going to do 2 arms as well. So I've done some of the cutting already so that we're not here for hours. So we're just going to cut the little arms, okay? So you can get the whole frog. This was a fat 1/8 of fabric. You can definitely get a whole frog. Out for Christmas lunch with the choir. So you're in for a flying visit. Have a lovely, lovely lunch, Jean. Yeah, a fat 1/8 you'd probably get, if you're real careful cutting, you might get 2 frogs out of a fat 1/8, which is nothing, is it? So I'm going to fold this in half like that. Okay. And I'm going to put this one here. I can't quite get another one. If I do that. You all right, Joe?
Yeah, I was just talking to Abby, sorry.
There we go, like that. There. Add that on like that. I'm just using as little fabric as I can, and then I'm going to draw around it because I can get another arm out of there. So where it says place on fold, that's on the fold of the fabric. There we go, like that. Draw around like that. Now she'd put seam lines which you needed to mark, but I measured it. It's a 1/4 inch, so just use your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so there's one lot of arms. So I'm going to quickly chop those out. You don't have, I suppose you don't have to draw around it. You could just cut around the paper pattern, but I always tend to draw out. I don't know why, just do. There we go. So how is everybody? How are you all doing? How are you doing with your Christmas makes? Are you up to date? Just want to cut these out. Are you nearly done? Are you done with your Christmas shopping? I'm about half done with my Christmas shopping. Not sure when I'm going to get the rest of it done, to be honest, because right, if I scroll, go this way, and get another one out of here, and then I've still got quite a usable piece there, haven't I? Can I get him out of that? Not quite. We'll just move it forward a little bit. There we go. Get him out, definitely getting him out of there now. I'm about halfway done with my Christmas shopping. Hi Karen, how are you, love? I'm away at Create and Craft this weekend, all weekend, because I've got shows on Saturday at 7 and then Seamless Sunday, which I'm on like over the 5 hours. It's like you're on for like 40 minutes or 20 minutes and then you go off for a little bit and then you come back on. Apparently there's like a craft clinic as well, so you can all email in questions, so be nice and email me in some questions. And there you go. So out of a fat 8th I've still got all this, which I reckon with some kelp for cutting you could get another frog out of. I'm just going to put the arms aside a second, because the other thing you want, I've already cut his legs and I've stuffed those ready, and I've cut his head body pieces, but the other thing you need is a contrast colour for his stomach. And obviously you just need one of these. So I'm using this little bit of lime green. I'm just going to cut a circle out for his stomach. Now, when I read the pattern for this, you know, it's like an online bloggy pattern. She does a lot of hand stitching. You know, I don't do a lot of hand stitching. So I have changed it around a little bit so that most of it is done on the machine. I don't do hand stitching unless I have to. So I'm just going to cut out his stomach like that. There we go. And we go. Nearly there. And done. Okay. So she actually puts this on once he's mostly made, but I don't want to hand stitch, so I'm going to put him on now. And so what you want to do is just line him up. Actually, 2 seconds before we line him up, we're going to do a bit of ironing. We're going to just do a little tiny bit of ironing. I'm using the Fairy Frost fabric in this beautiful like pearlized green, because I thought he'd be good for a frog hugger. Just before you line it up, just fold over like a 1/4 inch like that and just press in a hem, okay? And then line him up. And you want it just not quite hitting the bottom, okay? What's that, about 1/8 of an inch away from the bottom, and sort of centralise it. Pop a pin in, hold that in place, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to straight stitch all the way around. Okay, so over to the machine. So, has anybody else got any Christmas do's coming up? All I'm doing is just stitching quite close to the edge, about 1/16 of an inch away from the edge, just all the way around to attach that stomach. Anybody else got any Christmas do's then? Tell me what you're doing. Have you got works parties or quilt club parties? Jean's out with her choir friends. Anybody doing anything fun? Sean and Sarah and I are going out tonight, which is why we're doing this now rather than at 7. I've just left white in, but you could use contrast white. We're going for ramen. There's a brand new ramen place opened up, so that's where we're going, because we all love us some ramen. We really do. It's the messiest food to eat though, isn't it? There we go, nearly round. So I'm just taking it slow and steady on this bit, just so I get a nice neat round those curves. There we go, nearly there. Nearly all the way back to the beginning. Ooh, there we go. And you're all very quiet on there, my lovelies. Nobody talking to me today? You got any news to tell me? Have you iced your Christmas cakes yet? Phil loves Christmas cake, but he's gluten free now, so you struck down with a streaming cold. Bit better today. Oh, behind with stuff to do. Oh, bless you. Oh yes, Sarah's had this cold that's doing the rounds. She's slightly more herself today though, which is good. There we go. So like that. So I've hemmed the other piece as well. So you've got both bits done now. We're going to put these right sides together like that. And then when you get the pattern, like I said, I will I'll put a link up to it. You don't want to stitch in these little gaps here. So I just want to mark those. So there to there. Line that one up that side. Oh, Josh is cooking bacon again. He does this to me every time and it always smells so good when he's cooking. There we go, like that. So I'm going to stitch him together now. starting from this bottom edge here up to here, leave this gap all the way around and leave that gap there. Although that looks much higher than it should be. Hang on 2 seconds. Oh yes, it is way higher. Because I'm a bit of an idiot. There we go. That one there. Make those ones bigger like that, okay? So yeah, that's better. They match now. I am, even though you know I don't pin much, I am actually going to pin these ones just because to stop them moving a little bit. Okay, I'm going to stitch him up. Back over here. I don't do a lot of toy stitching. I don't make a lot of toy making. It's not something that I've really ever got into. But I always admire them. Like, we very often see cool crafting on, you know, at the shows and stuff, and all the lunar lappings and things. And I always think, oh, they always look so beautiful. The work that goes into them is just stunning. I mean, this is nowhere near that quality, but it is pretty. They are cute. I do like them. There we go. So again, when you're going around his eyes, try and keep that 1/4 inch seam allowance nice and neat, and take a few little stitches at a time. Okay, just to get a nice neat curve. It's worth slowing down on curves like this, just to get it nice and smooth. Ooh, hang on, let's just cut that under there. There we go. And up the other side. There we go, like that. Ooh, around the top of the eye. Oh, I don't know, I think it smells like it's burning the bacon. Did I leave the gap? Oh, I did leave the gap. Do you know what? I thought I hadn't left the gap then. I thought after saying to you guys, leave the gap, I'd forgotten. Okay, so down to that one there, and then just secure it by back stitching. There we go. And then last little bit. And I'm going to show you a trick that I learned last night, which I'm so excited about. It might actually make me want to make more toys, because sometimes the turning out thing is the thing that I absolutely hate with little fiddly things. Sarah does little fiddly things. I don't do little fiddly at all. Right, okay, so back over here, lovelies. Take those pins out, and then we're just going to snip into, just clip into this a little bit, like that. There we go. All the way round. You could trim down the seam allowance if you wanted to, but that's fine. And then we're going to just turn that through. Okay, so this is a relatively easy bit to turn through because it's a nice big gap. Like that. Get his eyes poked out. That sounds harsh, doesn't it? Get his eyes poked out. Hi Natalie, having to take it easy, not easy with things needed to be done before Mum arrives on Friday for Christmas. I fell last week and was told yourself to sprain the ligaments in your knee. Oh, it's going to take ages to heal. Oh, bless you. Well, you definitely need some hand sewing then, lovely, and get practicing on that crochet too. And hopefully you'll heal up nicely, hun. Okay, so just give him a press, and that's his little body done. Oh, I like him in this pearlized green. He's cool. There we go. Like that. All right, so we're going to put that aside for now. And we're going to move back to the arms. Now, I've already done the legs, so don't worry. The legs are exactly the same as the arms. So you're going to leave them folded like that. And give it a good press. I'm just going to press down that fold. Okay. And I'm going to stitch from here all the way down, round and up like that. Don't stitch the fold. Okay, it gives a nicer look. So we're just going to stitch down those two to start with. And then I'm going to show you this trick that I learned last night, which was totally a YouTube thing. So, but it worked really, really well. Because I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to bloody, what's the word, turn those out. They're tiny, that's going to take forever. And then I thought, well, I'll do the ribbon method. But I don't find that always works, not with really skinny things. There we go. And then just, again, making this nice and sharp, really pivoting round on his arms, on his little like hand bits, and then making sure I back stitch. There we go. Natalie, this could be done on the pattern. She actually says this could all be done by hand. This doesn't have to be machined. You could make yourself a little frog. Don't you? Get yourself a little lap tray to do some cutting on, and then make yourself a little frog. And then round again, like that. You're all very quiet today. There's hardly any comments going up. Right, back over to this bit here, over to the overhead. First thing you want to do is trim. You do want to trim this down the seam allowance on this one. So it was 1/4 inch. So you want to take away about half of it. Okay, obviously don't go too close to the stitches, but it did work much better when I trimmed it. There we go. So I've done that one, and then we'll do the same on this one. And like I said, the legs are exactly the same, they're just longer. Okay, I'm going to go up like that. Up there, okay? And then, this is where the trick is. I was just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me doing this. And, I mean, it's probably something you lot have all seen before, but because I don't do a lot of toy work or stuff like this, I'd not seen this before. So the woman on there used a plastic straw. I didn't have any plastic straws. I only had a metal straw, because Josh made me get rid of all the plastic straws because of the turtles and stuff. So, hi May, how are you, darling? Oh, I hope you're feeling all right, my love. So insert the straw in, and then it said to get a skewer, okay, and just snap off the end so it's blunt. Can you see it's blunt? I've got no pokey bit on the end, so I literally just snipped it off with a pair of pliers so it was nice and blunt, okay, and then did that just to soften it up a little bit. I think it's going to look like a cute guy. Ah, thanks, lovely. And then you're going to shove the skewer in the end of the straw like that. Really shove it in the end of the straw, and then you can just pull the whole thing down like that. I mean, how quick was that? I love it. I love it. I've tried all sorts of turny hooks and stuff in the past, never got on with them. This was brilliant. I loved it. It was so quick. So this is one arm done. I'm going to do that again on the other one. So I'm going to shove. Having a metal straw, I think, because it's so rigid, really helped this method. So metal straw up like that inside the arm, shove the skewer in, a good sort of 1/2 inch, pull down like that, straw off the end. Loved it. I was so chuffed with that. It's the little things, isn't it? It's a bit pathetic, but I was so chuffed. It was just like, oh my God, that's just genius. Whoever thought of that in the first place is a genius. So we're going to give these a quick iron. Okay. Just rolling that seam out. There we go, like that. Give that a press. And then the same with this one. And now you've got to do a little bit of stuffing. So we're going to have to stuff this one now. There you go. So, trusty knitting needle. You know I love my plastic knitting needle. Use tiny bits of fluff, okay? I know it means you've got to stuff more, but if you try and get one big bit down there, it just doesn't work because they're too little. So, we're going to just lightly stuff these. You don't want them to be... Oh, come on. There we go. Lightly stuff it. You don't want them to be... it's ragdolly look. So you don't want it to be... You want a little bit of padding, but nothing too much, okay? I'm going to stuff one arm, and I'm going to stuff him about halfway to start with, and then we're going to put his elbows in. There we go. So is he halfway yet? Oh yes, that's perfect. So you can see I haven't put much in there. There's just enough to give him a little bit of weight, and it's about halfway. Now again, on the pattern, she hand stitched here for his elbow. I'm going to do it on the machine. I'm going to do it on the machine because you know what I'm like. There we go. So under there like that, and then get rid of that thread, and just a couple of little stitches right the way across the tube like that. One more. There we go, and then back stitch him like that. A couple of threads. You're basically just creating a little barrier in the channel like that. Okay. Back over here. Just snip those threads off. Do it as I go. Care and keep it tidy. Oh, come here. I've got a thread caught there now. And snip those off. because they're lock stitched. I can just snip them off. And then we're just going to lightly stuff the rest of him. Okay. I had an order turn up yesterday, and I thought I'd ordered some bits for the Christmas table, little silly gifty things for, you know, boys to open and little man and stuff. Yeah, I'd gone a little bit overboard. I thought there was just a few in there. There really wasn't. There really wasn't. There was like 30 in there. So turns out it's ridiculous. Annie, we're making this little frog. We're making, whether he's a frog or a toad, we're making this little froggy. Okay, and he's got all, like, you know, he'll actually sit. He will actually sit. I had him balanced on the top of my sewing machine last night. He will actually sit, and he sits like that. You can see, like that. So we're just doing his arms at the minute. So that's one arm done. You can see there's very little padding in there. It's just enough to give it a bit of body. So we're just going to quickly do the other one, and then we can start assembling him, because I've already done the legs. So the legs you can see are here, and they are literally exactly the same as the arms, padded in the same way, but just slightly shorter. So, and then I suppose you can decorate him up as you will. I've given him a little scarf. I found a little scrap of wool tartan that I had there. Oh, come on, that stuffing doesn't want to go down. There we go. That bit there. You're late today. Oh, don't worry, lovely. Lots of people are late today. Everyone's busy. Everyone's busy doing stuff. It's okay. You can always catch up on these at any point. There we go. So like that. There we go. Is that about right? About halfway? Yeah. So I'm going to do that little bit of stitching there again. So over we go. Is there a pattern? There is a pattern, lovely. It's a free pattern, because it's not mine. It was a link I found on Pinterest. It's a totally free pattern. So I will put the link up into Gigglers as soon as I get back over to the shop, okay? And I realised as well, just before I came over, that I wrote out the challenge post that I set yesterday, but didn't publish it. So I will put that, but that will be on the main page. So the challenge post will go on the main page. And then the little pattern for this I will put into Gigglers, okay? So you can all see it. Let's just get rid of those ends. And there's half of his arm done. And then we're just going to put a teeny tiny bit of stuff in the top. Just so he's got a few muscles, you know? There we go. Like that. Oh, he's got one bicep bigger than the other now. I'm going to have to just even him out a bit, aren't I? Okay. Right. So it's just assembly time now. So I'm going to start with the arms, and they're going to go in those little turning gaps. And you want to kind of put them so they're sort of facing downwards, and his thumbs, like that, are facing inwards rather than outwards. So you're going to... Now again, she hand sewed all this in place. She whip stitched all the way round, but I'm not having any of that. You know I don't do stuff like that. So I'm going to machine stitch that down. So I'm going to pin that in place a second. There, like that. There's one arm. And then this one's going in this side. So just open up that little gap. Slide his arm in like that. And then make sure they're about the same length and they're about the same angle. Like that, which they are. And yeah, on the blog, she whip stitched. She sewed all this in place by hand, round like that. I don't do that. You know we don't. So I was like, it's fine. I'm just going to machine him in place. He's all good. So machine him down there. So I'm going to stitch him just above the arm to just below, just through to hold those arms in place. So like that. So I'm going to take that pin out. Needle in there, and again, if you choose a matching thread, I'm just using white for now for ease. If you choose a matching thread, you're hardly going to see this, particularly not if you decorate him. There we go. Although I probably should change my foot out now. I wouldn't try and use a 1/4 inch on this. I'm making it tricky for myself. There we go, because I've got the little guide on there. There we go, up there like that. And just reverse stitch and pop his arms in. Oh, there we go. Back over here. chop off those little bits there. 1 and 2. See, I'm being a good girl. I'm tidying up as I go. There we go. So that's his arms in, and then you're going to stuff his body. Okay, so again, the pattern, she basted the legs in place before she did this, but the legs just got in my way. So, and you know, I always try and find shortcuts. So I wanted his body to be a little bit more stuffed than his arms and legs. I think it gives him that little fat body look. Oh, he's jumping away from me. There we go. He's coming to life. There we go. Just really stuff up well into his eyes so you've got that nice sort of rounded shape. And then we're going to sort of stuff a bit heavier, then slightly lighter as we go down. Okay. This is not very interesting for you guys to watch, just me stuffing a frog. There we go, like that. Alright. And then I just like to give it a wiggle, the stuffing, whenever I'm doing any sort of stuffed things. Make sure that I'm filling in the gaps all right. Do you know what I mean? So doesn't feel lumpy. That's better. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put his legs in. All right, so again, she basted them onto the front first, okay, and then stuffed, but they just annoyed me. They got in the way. So I'm putting about 1/2 inch into that hemmed edge there. And they pretty much fit snugly. So like that. Grab some pins again. So I'm just going to put a pin in there just to hold that leg in place, catching all the way through. And then I'm going to put the other one on this side. Actually, I need a teeny tiny bit more stuffing. Just a teeny tiny bit more. It's not quite stuffed enough for me. He hasn't got a fat enough belly. That's better. Okay, so leggy in there. Tuck him in like that. That's better. That's better with the stuffing. And put that one on. And then other leg in that side. Ooh, I've got a lot of extra leg on that one. Oh, I must have been a bit dodgy with my sewing, so I'm just going to make sure that they're the same length like that before I flatten that out and put another pin in there. And then again, I'm just going to, so she was very good and she hand sewed all the way around really, really neatly. I'm going to machine stitch across. Love those floppy legs. I know, aren't they cute? Look. I like the fact they're all like, ooh. It's got proper knees. Do you know what? I think I've made those too long. His knees do need to be a bit further out than that. There we go. That's better. I liked the long floppy legs. There we go. I shoved the first one in too much and then had to try and line it up, but actually they look better when they're long and floppy like that. There we go. So that one goes in like that, and I'm going to stitch across. Oh, what did I just drop? Something. Now you need is the frog song. Oh, right. I'm going to do that now. Okay, Google, play Paul McCartney's The Frog Song. It's going to play now, hopefully.
All right. Here's Rupert and the Frog Song, featuring Paul McCartney's We All Stand Together on YouTube Music.
I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, though. Oh, is it working? Oh, I've got an advert. Sorry, guys. Right, I'm just going to stitch right across. I'm probably breaking some licensing law now, aren't I, by having this playing? There we go. Oh, this doesn't sound much like the frog song. There we go. So I've just stitched across the bottom. There you go. And pull it out. Oh, it takes a long time to get started. I thought it was going to immediately go into the... No, it's just playing a book. Okay, Google, stop. That wasn't the frog song. How stupid was that? It was reading me Rupert Bear. So I've just stitched across there like that, tidy him up. Like I said, change your foot. Don't have the guide on. It's a bit easier. And you can see that he's starting to come to life. Okay, you're starting to get him being all lovely. So next thing you want is to do a bit of decorating. So I've got 2 buttons in my... Haha, that's good. Those are going to be his eyes up there. And then I want a little bit of black embroidery thread like that. Now, I'm not great at embroidering stuff, so I would suggest drawing it on, or at least marking where his mouth is there. His mouth there, like that, and his little nostrils, just so I know where they've got to be. Okay, and then his eyes are going to be up here. All right. Now I've got to try and thread a needle. I should have threaded this before because I haven't got my reading glasses with me. There we go. So thread the needle. Was it going to go through? Oh, it did. Oh, first time. Look at that. Okay, and bring it up like that from further away so you can pull it through, bury that end. And then I'm just going to do a little back stitch just to embroider his features on. There we go. I mean, you could get really creative with these. You could, you could embroider, you could decorate them, all sorts. You could make little, that one's got a scarf. This one needs like a little tutu or something, doesn't she? Maybe this is a girl one. And she's going to need a little tutu. Well, boys can wear tutus too. It's fine. So, here we go. So, embroider his little mouth on like that. Right. Like that, and then I'm going to go up to the nostrils, so I'm not going to break my thread. I'm just going to do a French knot for the nostrils like that. So I'm going to keep all the same thread around and round and round and round and round and round. So I've done about 5 rounds so that I've got a definite nostril shape. Bring him back up that side. Oh, come on, there we go. Let's see if my French knot's going to work. Yes, there we go. And then same this side, 1 2 3 4 5, and then into there, and I'm going to bring it back up here so I can do it all from one piece of thread like that, and then I can put his eyes on. I'm just gonna, which way? See, I put his eyes that way, but would the black look better? No, this way I think. Just trying to decide whether it looked better. So I've got bigger white buttons, whatever buttons you've got there, I suppose. These are actually the back because I didn't have any white ones. Can you see they're stripy? But I just turned them around. Can't really tell from the back. If anyone says anything, it's the veins. So I'm just going to put a button on there. I'm being rubbish. Sorry, guys. Hang on. I've twisted that now. There we go. Back up through that one. Like that. Down through that one. There's probably much easier ways of doing this. How about a little wool hat with a pom-pom? Oh, I like that. Oh, I could knit him a little hat, couldn't I? There we go. And I'm doing it over 2 or 3 times so that the black is really like definite to give him a little bit of, definition to the eye. There we go. And then I'm going to go out through the seam there so I can bury it because I can't quite get my needle all the way over to the other eye like that, and then back down the seam and through into the other eye like that. There we go. So I've done it all off one piece of thread, which means there's hardly any ends to bury. And then let's get this eye on. Come on. I was trying to do it under the camera. It's not easy, guys. So much easier when you can put it right close to you. Okay, there we go. So pull that eye through. It's twisted again. Don't twist on me. There you go. And give him a bit of personality. I mean, you could decorate, you could give these all sorts of funny little faces. You could make grumpy frogs, you could make happy frogs, you could make surprised frogs, big, all sorts. Sad frogs if you want to do. I like the idea of some grumpy frogs judging you from afar. Oh, needle's gone. Well, this looks like a medicated frog. Look at his eyes. They look a little. He looks like he's had 3 beers too many or something. There we go. And I'm just going to bury that out the end. I'd probably do a knot and everything, but I haven't got time for that today, so I'm just going to bury that down through that seam, out the way. His face is really bad. I'm going to show you now. Can you use felt instead of buttons? Oh, yeah, for small kids, that's a really good idea. Yeah, a little circle of felt if you wanted to give these to little... Look at his... Sorry, that's really tickled me. That's really ridiculous. Bless him. So you can then, that's your basis of your little frog. All I did was just give him a little small scarf. I found this little, it was out of those wool scrap packs, little strip, which just literally just did this on the ends. Just took out some of the, what's the word? The weft? Warp. I never weigh which way round they are. Whatever the horizontal bits are, so I can tassel the end of his scarf like that. Okay, so we've got a nice little tasseled scarf there now. Do the other end as well. Just pull out some of those bits. But you could knit him a little scarf. You could do anything, can you? Come on, let's get him out. Oh, just this one doesn't want to go. The other one was nice and easy. Come on, get those warps, wefts, whichever they are. That one there does not want to go. There we go, got it. And chop it off. So I've got a little tasseled scarf and then literally just kind of folded it in half and tied him up. But I quite like the idea of him having a little skirt or having a little skirt. There we go. Oh, it looks even worse now. What has happened there? I tied the scarf too tight. I'm strangling him. Oh, his face has tickled me something terrible. There we go. So we got he's a little froggy with a scarf. He's got his little friend. His friend looks way happier. I think it's different size buttons make them look different. I did just a straight line. That one I slightly curved, but I think I better stop. Look at the stage of him. What's going on? Oh, bless him. The weft goes to the right. The weft goes weft to right. Ah, right. Okay, thank you. Look at these guys. So, these are my little froggies, all right? Is he a frog? Is he a toad? I don't know. I think he'd be quite fun. You could decorate him up, couldn't you? I quite like the idea of, I mean, you could stitch the little scarf into place if you wanted to, but they will. If I just sit him up there, judging me, if I turn the camera now, can you see him? Can you see him sat just there? He's sat on my... Have I done that right? Have I done that far enough? Can you see him? Oh, not quite. Here we go. Hang on. Let me move that over. Hopefully you can see. They actually will sit on a shelf, which I quite like. Oh, there you go. Turn it, go a bit further. There we go. Did you do the Advent raffle? Did I miss it? No, Leah, I haven't done the Advent raffle today. You did win yesterday, though. So I haven't done it today. I'm going to do it when I go back to the shop. Having a good laugh. Oh, you could have a little Scottish... I like the Scottish kilt idea. Or I might make him a little kilt. So, yeah. But they can sit and judge me on top of my sewing machine. I do think he looks... Oh, bless him. Anyway. Sorry about that. Totally got the giggles. No, Leah, I will do it when we get back the Advent, okay? So yeah, anyway, I will post the pattern for this, the link to the pattern for this for you. It was a freebie, and I just thought they were stupid cute, really fast to make. What was that? 40 minutes, and that was me rabbiting on. Really quick to make. You could dress them up. You could put their initials or stuff on them. You could give them funny little faces. Too much pondweed. Yeah, too right. I think he has, love. I'm going to go because I can start giggling again because that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'll see you in about 5 minutes over at the shop and we'll do the advent raffle, okay? I will post the link. Bye.